In order to support or deliver on the customer experience that is sort of expected, what do what kind of things do companies need to be thinking about internally?
So internally, we see a lot of interesting conversations that I think are pretty common right now happening around change in operations, supply chain disruption, uh, labor retention. These are all really big issues that a lot of manufacturers are being faced with. Those manufacturers that are lucky enough to be in high demand right now are also looking at capacity issues and how do they support that. And then others are looking at on-demand, manufacturing and how they can,
Mhm.
streamline that process to be more efficient and effective, so they can do smaller runs of product as well potentially. So what we see happening internally right now is the need for that. In order to deliver on the customer experience, they in that data layer, if it's fragmented, they need to start to have initiatives and start building tools that start consolidating those things. And so we've seen organizations make huge investments into building basically what we would call sources of truth. There are solutions that are allowing you to bring the information all together in one place, so that no matter where you sit in the organization, what's a customer doing with your products, what's the actual propensity for a cross sell or upsell opportunity, how can I increase the effectiveness of my marketing, how do I drive more return on investment for spend when I'm looking, where I can get a more complete picture of how prospective customers are engaging with us. On the employee side, we're seeing a lot of focus around employee safety right now. How can you use things like mobile technologies, or employee portals, things like that, to actually drive that retention, that feeling of safety and trust in the organization, being able to distribute benefits and other things. Continuing education is a good example that will increase that retention and engagement of your workforce, and keeping them, and committed to what you're doing and driving the organization forward. When we think about like supply chain disruption, we're looking at how, how do you buy and move raw materials into your manufacturing process? What does that look like? Are you engaging with suppliers that are going through that modernization themselves? We've talked to a lot of, for example, buyers who are looking at ways of, how can I do more self-service? The traditional, maybe pick up the phone or shoot an email, go through the product catalog, virtual or not, is just not enough anymore. They want complete autonomy, self-service capabilities, and this is forcing, manufacturers and material providers to really think about how are we going to create an exchange, and how do I understand in real time what my what leads are to getting these materials through. And it's, obviously I'm focused on the operation and the software side, and thinking about the customer experience, but these conversations usually quickly turn into also, this is a way for us to mitigate much bigger risks around, political concerns, resource scarcity issues, tax and tariffs that are, as you're moving products globally. So these become very, very important. For larger manufacturers, the stakes are even higher right now. I mean, we have one client as an example. They work with contract manufacturers to support their supply chain all over the world. They have a little over 1,000 contract manufacturing facilities that they work with at different stages for different products that they produce. And so understanding how to manage suppliers more effectively, and have that transparency in how they engage in information, so they know where to invest, what partners are the best to invest into to proliferate new technologies, to innovate on their products, and are they able to deliver and meet that customer problem? Are they able to deliver on their brand promises? Those are becoming, more difficult and more complex than ever, and technology is becoming the backbone of helping solve those problems.